Good afternoon, class 6. Today we are going to do exercise 11.2. In this exercise, we will study about variables in a formula. Look beta, yesterday we have done the topic of variables. So, what do you mean by variables? Variables are that they contains the value like x, y, z. When you making the formula, there we are using these variables, and these variables contain the value, contains the value, right? Now see, this is any formula, any equation, or you can say expression. In this is coefficient, this is coefficient, right? This x variable, this x is variable, and the 3 is constant. This is constant. Constant means whose value does not change. Constant means whose value does not change. Now this 5 is coefficient of x. This 5 is coefficient of x. Now after this, in the yesterday's lecture exercise 11.1, there you studied about dependent and second one is independent. Dependent variable and independent variable. These two form of variables, dependent variable simply represents that the variable is depend for their value. Dependent variable means the variable in the equation or expression depends on the value, on the other values, like this 5x minus 3. In this x is dependent on the coefficient 5 for this value, right? Is it clear to everyone that dependent variable is the variable which is depend on other for the value. Now independent variable are the variables which are not depend on others for their value. Means at the place of coefficient independent is only 1. In coefficient in independent variable, the coefficient with the variable is 1. Clear बच्चे? Because independent variable means the value does not depend on other, right? As this word independent means not depend on other. So this is clear to everyone what is dependent variable, independent variable, coefficient variable and constant, right? Now Our topic for today's is variables in a formula. Means how we will use the variables in the formulas. Before started, let us revise one more concept, that is about the perimeter and area. See beta, this is square, right? As you can see, this is square. All sides are s, 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 s centimeter. With these sides, all sides are equal. So we know, what do you mean by perimeter? Perimeter is sum of all sides, right? Sum of all sides. Now sum of all sides means s centimeter plus s centimeter plus s centimeter plus s centimeter. This s, can I write it like this? 4 multiply s centimeter, right? Or you can say 4 s centimeter or meter, whatever be the unit given. Clear? So this s is variable. This s is the variable. Right? But this is variable of which type? This is dependent variable. Clear? Because this complete, what becomes it? P equals to 4s. In this is also a variable. This variable depend on the side for this value, right? In this, the perimeter depend on the length of the side. Same in the rectangle. In the rectangle, now see, this will be the length and this will be the breadth, right? And when you take it like this will come in the 3D form. So here you will not find the area of this. यहाँ पे वॉल्यूम आती है बेटा आपकी. In that height comes. So जो आपकी this one is the height, right? So for now we are doing our rectangle. So come to the rectangle part. This is the length. This is the breadth, right? See, suppose this is the room. In this room, this part will be the length, the long one, and this is the breadth. So for this, can we use, for length we will use L and for breadth we will use D. Now again the formula of perimeter. Formula of perimeter is same in every condition. Perimeter simply means sum of all sides, right? Now the sides are B plus L plus B plus L, right? So B will add with B, now it becomes 2B plus L with L, 2L. Clear? So can I write it like this? L plus B, and units will be given, right? So in this it is P equals to 2 multiply length plus breadth units. So in this the P is variable, right? So in this parameter depend on the value of the length and breadth. In this parameter depend on the value of length and breadth. Now it is clear how we will use the variables in the formula and what are the variables. After this, there are 5 properties, 6 properties are there of whole number, like associative property, commutative property, right? These properties are properties of whole numbers. Before these properties, let me tell you one more thing about the variables. See, you have learnt about the formula of how you will convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, right? So in this, see, one expression is like this: C by 100 equals to F minus 32 by 180. In this, you have to identify the variables. This is the work for you, that in this you will identify the variables. After this, the properties of whole numbers. So in this, the first property is commutative under addition, or you can say commutative property of addition. Now in this property, what do you mean by this? Commutative property means when you change the order of the numbers, then the sum will remain the same. If you change the order of the number, the sum will remain the same. See, in this, A is at first place, B second. In this, B at first and A at second. But the sum is same. So this is commutative under addition. Now, second one, commutative under multiplication. Commutative under multiplication. Now in this, simply like addition, in addition also you change the order, in multiplication also the order will change. If you multiply first and second number, then the product is equal to the multiplication of second multiplied with first. I can say in commutative under multiplication, the product of first number multiplied with the second is equal to the product of second number multiplied with the first. It simply means if you multiply 2 multiplied with 3, then also equals to 6, and if you multiply 3 multiplied with 2, then also the product is 6. So clear about this property? Same rule you can apply in this. Write the example and try. After this, the third property, associative under addition. Associative under addition. In associative properties, see, commutative we are using 2 identities. Now associative will go with the 3 one. three identities. See, A plus B plus C. If you use the bracket and firstly add the last two numbers, then the sum is equal to when you use the bracket and add the first two numbers. Clear? Like the first example, 1 plus 2 plus 3. We will go to the easiest example, 1 plus 2 plus 3. So this will be 1 plus 5, then equals to 6. Same number will be same. Remember, in commutative properties we are changing the order, but in associative orders will not change. 1, 2, 3, first, second, third, same order. Numbers also same. 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6. Answer is same. So clear associative under addition. Now the fourth property, associative under multiplication. In this also the order will be the same. A multiply B multiply C, brackets will change, and in this you will try yourself with the help of example. So these two type of properties with four subtypes is clear to everyone. First, commutative over under addition. In this we are changing the order. Remember the differences. In commutative we are changing the order. In associative the order is same, just changing the brackets. Right? Now the fifth property, which is distributive under addition. Distributive under addition. In this property is, you can say, combination of associative and commutative. See how it is. In this we will use multiplication as well as addition. A multiply B plus C. Now it is equals to A multiply B plus A multiply C. Right? Distributive under addition. In this we are using multiplication as well as addition. Now the sixth one is distributive under subtraction. Right? So in that we will use subtraction, and this is A multiply B minus A multiply C. Clear this one? These are the 6 properties of whole numbers. You have to learn all these 6 properties. What is commutative under addition? What is the difference between commutative and associative? And what are the distributive under addition and subtraction? Right? Now in this you have to find the variables. After this there is one more question for you, that is, see, this is the fact written in your book. Algebra is widely employed in banks to calculate interest rate. Algebra to calculate interest rate, insurance premiums, interest and loans. So see, this algebra is applied in bank also. one main is how they are finding the interest. They are putting like this: SI means simple interest, P principal, N number of year or number of months, multiply with rate, then divide by 100. This is the formula of simple interest, right? In this also they are using the variables which are depend on each other for their values. Clear? Now by this, see, the generalized form of any mathematical or scientific principle expressed using variable is known as formula. Any expression, any mathematical formula in which we are using like x, y, z, which contains some value, then that is the formula. Like we have done the expressions also in exercise 11.1. Since a variable represents a number, so all the properties of a whole number hold true for it. These properties which we have discussed earlier, that properties are applicable for variables also, because variables also contains some values. So clear this. Now for today's your work is try to do the exercise 11.2